Maybe I don't want him facing that direction now.
He likes you.
He likes me. Hey guys, I am hanging out with Albert, and Albert, we got a deadly snake just sitting, chilling right in front of us. This is one of the world's fastest striking snakes. It's a Gaboon Viper, and we're gonna do a feeding right here, just chilling with the snake, right?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is give him a rat. I have defrosted a rat over here, so I'm gonna give it to him just to preoccupy him, so he'll start to swallow it.
Okay.
And you know, that way he'll be less aggressive. You know, he's giving me that look. He's looking at
He's looking at me, man. He is looking right at me. I'm a little
like, better you than me.
He's coming this direction, Albert.
Yeah, see that tongue?
This is like that scene in Jurassic Park.
Okay. Not so much.
Can't see you if you don't move, which is not true because he can actually sense my heat.
He can see objects large moving around him. Okay, but he actually can't see things that actually sit still. So if we're just sitting over here, he really doesn't.
Well, he can sense our heat, right?
Yeah, but you know, a lot of other things in this room are a lot warmer than we are, like the lights and everything.
So he's got a few other like stimuli that might throw him
off.
off.
But he's focused on the movement. So.
I know, man. You got that rat right by my leg, bro.
Yeah. Good try.
Oh, man.
All right, we're going to feed him.
All right, we're going to go ahead and feed this guy right here.
There we go. Are you hungry, buddy?
Bam! He got
it. There you go. Look at that. Okay? No hesitation. Now he's a little preoccupied.
Now, what's incredible about this is you literally just took him out of his enclosure. You set him out here. He's obviously comfortable, and he's willing to eat right now.
Well, he ain't shy.
Obviously not.
I don't think that's going to be enough for him, so I'm actually going to give him 2.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, this is a Gaboon Viper, and it is native to Africa. And one really cool thing about it, if you look at his head's got kind of a leaf pattern. Albert, how long have you had this guy?
Since the day he was born. He was only about this big when I first got him.
About that big?
Yep.
Now, you like to raise all your snakes from basically neonates. So that
I'd rather raise them when they're very young. This way I pretty much know how they've grown up, and basically there's a lot more history behind them. So this way I don't have any problems in the future.
You start neat.
You know, let's just say with parasites or things. If you get something this big and somebody else raised it, you don't know what's happened to that snake.
Yeah, you like that. You really want to have that snake from the very beginning.
Yeah,
your touch on that snake, everything that has happened with that snake, how it's been raised, how it's been cared for, that you know it because it's your snake, right? You've had it since it was.
Yeah, exactly. I know its history.
Yeah, you know its history. How old is this guy right here?
He's only about 3 years old.
He's about 3 years, and he grew that. He actually is pretty big for 3 years.
Yeah, 3, maybe 3.5. But you see the size of the fang. That fang's over an inch long.
No, he's got a really big fang. You guys can see that right there. He's got a really big fang.
He's going to wind up pushing that down fairly
quickly. And there he goes. He's just doing it right now.
Yeah. Pretty soon there'll just be a tail sticking out of his mouth.
Wow.
No, he is envenomating it drop by drop as he begins to swallow it, but there's no initial envenomation traveling through that animal's bloodstream because it's actually the dead.
Because it's the dead. Now, Albert normally does live feedings. So, but because of the nature of this video here, guys, we are feeding dead because obviously the rat would run away.
Well, it doesn't hurt once in a while. I mean, the animal's capable, but if I do it continuously, he's not going to get the nutritional value of the animal because the venom aids in breaking the animal down from the internal organ system or from the inside out. Once the animal's been envenomated, traveling through the circulatory system, the animal's being pre-digested from the inside to the outside as well as from the outside to the inside. You know, from the stomach acids on the outside of the stomach and the venom inside the animal's bloodstream.
Now, right now, how soon after he swallows he's ready to bite? Is he ready to bite me again now?
Well, not right now, but you know, the rat itself is pretty much down through his about just past the upper third of the body.
Yeah, you can see
so
it.
Right now he could strike and bite anything that moves in front of his head. If I actually present the other rat, he would grab it immediately, but I like the other rat to go down.
You want to go ahead and let him get this one down.
Yeah,
get
just
down,
a little further.
Oh, look down
Get
there.
it comfortable
Wow.
within your stomach area.
He actually had a little mouth-jaw adjustment right there.
Well, they're going to do that because they have to realign their jaws. They have, you know, a lot of flexibility.
Now, how far can he strike?
Well, the animal itself can strike the full length of his body, given any snake, okay?
He's looking
And depending on the force of the strike or the thrust, the animal can even slide a couple of feet forward or a few inches.
So he could potentially hit us.
Yeah, it's the momentum, speed, thrust. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a pitcher throwing a baseball bat. Or baseball, sorry.
Now, he is definitely looking around, looking to see maybe there's another meal coming.
I'll throw the baseball bat.
And these guys are really, really fast at their strike. That's the thing. They're really
Well, they
fast.
belong to the family of the fastest striking snakes, which is the Bitus family. And in that family are the puff adders, which are probably the #1 speed strikers in the world. Probably averaging anywhere from 15 to 20 feet per second on the average thrust. So fast you wouldn't be able to see it in the blink of an eye. So you have to use slow motion photography. But there are a lot of other snakes that are very comparable in speed to any strike line from one of those snakes as well. Even the Russell Viper will strike very quickly.
All right, so how much time you want to give him the feed on the next to get that down?
Oh, he's ready to go
He's ready?
now.
You want to grab the next one?
Yeah, I could do that. Okay.
All right, we got rat number 2 coming on deck here.
Okay,
Let's see
buddy.
him go ahead and...
You all ready? Here we go. You hungry?
Oh, look at him.
That's my finger.
Yeah, you would not want that on your finger. Yeah, you would not want him to bite you. He's got those big old fangs. In another video, guys, we got a whole playlist. This is a whole series I'm doing with Albert. Make sure you check out the Venomous Snake Feeding playlist. And there's a whole playlist of other animals, alligators and Australian animals and dangerous animals. Bunch of cool stuff out there. But make sure you check out the Venomous Snake playlist. There's one where, Albert, you took the fang out and you put it in your mouth.
Actually, well, what happens is snakes actually recede their fangs just like sharks recede teeth.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will, fall off or begin to slip out of the membrane tissue, and you'll see it just hanging there. So instead of allowing the snake to swallow it, I'll just remove it with the forceps. And basically, if anything's within the fang, it's what we consider residual venom, but any residual venom left within the fang is not enough to actually kill anybody. It may cause an irritation to the tissue.
You poked yourself with it too.
Yeah, I actually stuck it in my arm, okay?
He stuck it in his arm, guys. He stuck it in,
Everybody thinks, oh no, I'm going to get poked by the fang. Even if this snake was dead, all right, and you picked it up, and it actually wasn't able to move its, its muscles, or just totally dead, and you get poked by the fang,
yeah,
you're not going to get envenomated unless the fang goes in you, and then you start squeezing the glands to push the fang into your, push the venom into your skin. Or
which he's going to do if he bites you.
Well, he'll do that.
Yeah, he'll do that. He's going to do that right out of instinct.
You're not going to.
Yeah.
And that'll be enough to kill you.
And you have been bitten by one of these guys.
Yeah, not that I really want to go through that again.
Yeah. What did it feel like?
Feels like fire.
Like fire.
Yeah. It swelled up a lot. Basically, the envenomation wasn't considered a lethal dose. I didn't wind up with any tissue damage, but I did have massive edema for almost a week.
Yeah.
And then doctors wanted to do a fasciotomy. I didn't take any antivenin, but basically fasciotomies will do more damage than actual envenomation from the massive edema. Okay, you're always going to get localized tissue damage from any kind of cytotoxic or hemotoxic venom.
Yeah.
Which will be localized in a certain area, but sometimes when the venom travels through the area of the bite site, it may be, even like with a spider bite, which is that right there, it may rot out all this area from the
necrosis.
Bite. Yeah, you'll get necrosis.
Yeah.
Besides, that's a brown recluse bite. I just took a knife.
Albert got bit by a brown recluse the other day. He's got a whole ecosystem in his house.
Yeah, spider stead.
And so he's dealing with that right now. So here's another cool thing about Albert. Like Albert, this has come up a couple times. A lot of people have been commenting on the videos and they ask, is this Jake the Snake's Albert? Now, Jake the Snake mentioned that he had a snake wrangler on the Joe Rogan show. And a lot of you guys watch Joe Rogan, or you've heard about Albert in the past. Can you tell that story?
Yeah, well, back in the 1980s, because that's pretty much when I worked with with Titan Sports during that period of time.
Okay.
And they were looking for a snake so that Jake can do his TV programs.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I could provide them with, a snake. So I had the representative come by my place, and I showed him all the snakes we could work with, and he was just blown away. And then he had me go up to Poughkeepsie, New York, where they did their Saturday morning filming. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I supplied Jake with a snake for their filming, and basically they put it on TV.
And by filming, you mean the live matches and any of the recorded matches?
It was a live match.
Any of the stuff that you guys saw.
It may have not been televised the day that it happened.
Yeah.
But it was recorded there.
With the audience and people screaming and yelling and all that stuff.
And it just went over the top. There was 20, maybe, I'd say at least 20,000 people standing on the chairs. They're just all screaming, yeah, yeah, yeah. A bunch of beer drinkers and hell raisers, librarians, school teachers, kids. They all loved it, okay? Great for all ages.
Yeah, so for you guys asking if he's Jake the Snake's snake guy, yes, 100%. Albert is, and he's got a lot of good memories. You had a lot of good times. You actually were friends with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and Jake and all those guys.
Yeah, I know all the guys that were involved in that time. And a lot of guys that were involved during that time were mostly the big stars during the 1980s. I mean, I know it's changed through the course of the years, but those were the heydays of wrestling, and probably even during the 1970s. So yeah, I knew Andre, I knew Jake, I knew Hulk Hogan. Actually, Hulk Hogan used to live in the same town I used to live in. I used to see Randy Savage all the time.
I got a snake coming to me.
Don't worry too much, okay? Better hurry up.
Are you gonna do something?
No. He's a little, he's just checking things out, but he's gonna start moving around. There's nothing else to feed him.
Oh man. Oh man. Hopefully he starts checking around the other direction. Uh-oh, guys.
Anything on your mind?
No, it's just this deadly fastest striking snake in the world right out in front of me, guys.
Why don't you get that off your mind?
So guys, what was your favorite moment with the WWE? You told me stories about like pranks and stuff like that. You're the snake guy.
Some of the funniest things, I know a lot of guys there, they get messed up and go out and party at night,
Yeah. It was a rabble-rousing kind of party kind of time, right?
Yeah, you could call it pretty regretful when you wake up in the morning.
It's like Hangover the movie, every night.
I do remember one thing when I was working with them and we were at a hotel. I forget which hotel it was, but it wasn't when Outback Jack was with us, okay, or working with the WWE at the moment. And I guess he got so messed up, some of the guys stripped him naked and left him in the elevator. And I guess he was just going up and down for a while there.
Just naked in the elevator.
Yeah, naked wrestler in the elevator. Nothing new, but
You were telling me that the one time that some of the guys actually are scared of snakes. Now they're big, tough guys. They're really built, big, tough, intimidating guys, and some of them are scared of snakes. You had a thing with a python?
Well, even when Jake the Snake was wrestling Andre the Giant, Andre really didn't prefer to do anything with a snake. I get that, okay?
He didn't
because of the way the things went down, the snake actually bit Andre a couple of times. And,
it did?
Yeah, it actually bit him a couple of times. But, that's not on me. That's on Jake, So like I always said, you play with fire, you're going to get burned every now and then, and that actually happens. So,
okay.
But it's not the kind of snake that's actually going to put you in a hospital. The only real snake I ever worked with, which is probably the most memorable moment that I ever did, and probably one of the most historic videos they ever did, was when Jake the Snake wrestled Randy Savage.
Yeah, everybody knows about that. I mean, that's
with the King Cobra.
Yeah.
Okay. And basically, when I first got the Cobra, it was venomous. But if I'm going to work with people that are going to be put in harm's way, in relationship to the people in the arena and the wrestlers themselves and the rest of the staff, I'm going to have the snake devenomized. But you can play the act off any way you like.
Not like this snake. This snake right here is totally venomous and could send us both to the hospital.
Yeah,
well, probably me to the hospital. You might be a little better off with it.
I'll put a Band-Aid
for that stunt, for that arena, you can't have a King Cobra just running loose that's not devenomized.
And then no matter what, if you play it off, even if it was devenomized, half the people in their own phobias will wind up killing each other.
How did the guys
just to hit the door?
Yeah, no, they're gonna run. Like, how did Randy feel about you? You're gonna let? Are you sure that's devenomized? Like, I would be like, dude, like.
Well, that question did come up. Okay?
Yeah.
And I had to prove a point. Okay.
Okay.
But Randy wasn't afraid to work with the snake. He just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to die. Okay.
Legitly so, guys. Legitly so.
So basically, what I did is when I presented the animal to them, and the surgery was complete, I took it upstairs into the studio booth. Okay. And Vince was there, and the other guys that were going to perform in the match, Randy Savage, Jake the Snake. I told them pretty much this is how it's going to play out. So basically, I took the snake, out of the bag, and the snake hooded up, okay? And then I said, look, the snake's going to drop his jaw, and he's going to get defensive, okay? So when actually the jaw is just hanging open like this, just take your arm like this and just stick it in his mouth, okay? So I told Jake, when you're holding the snake and he's got his mouth open, and you're in that right position for Randy Savage, just take the snake and just put it right on his arm. And I go, watch. Look what the snake's going to do. When I stuck my arm in it, the snake grabbed it. What are you watching the snake for? See all the blood? Okay.
I'm watching the Gaboon.
Yeah, all the blood just kept pouring out, and then the snake just kept chewing. Kept chewing for about 3.5 minutes. Actually, until I actually grabbed the snake by the mouth and rolled him off my hand. I go, is that going to work for you? And they're like, this is great, this is great, this is great. So I said, yeah, when you take the snake out and you're holding it, it's going to open its mouth. And so just face it at Randy, because Randy's going to be tied up in the ropes, okay?
Yeah.
Let it bite him, okay? And the snake's just going to chew just like he did on me, and he's not going to let go, okay? And Jake, just let it chew on him, okay? Just let it keep chewing. I go, Randy, you're not going to die. You don't see any swelling. All you see is a bunch of little puncture wounds. I mean, you guys,
And so there you have it. The brains behind one of the greatest moments in WWE history right there. Right here, sitting right here is Albert. And you told me one other story with the WWE.
I'm not even finished with that one. I told them if they want to enhance that act a little more, just bite some Alka-Seltzer so you start foaming out of the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
All out of the mouth.
So that was your idea, too?
Just to enhance it. You usually don't foam out of the mouth when you get bit by a snake, but that just blew.
It's good theatrics.
And the kids are crying, and the women are screaming, and they actually thought I killed Randy Savage, or Jake the Snake did. That was great.
Unbelievable, bro. That's gotta be crazy. You were telling me also there was a time where you had, what was it, like a big 15-foot python or something. You wanted to do it in an act, but the guys were too scared?
Well, I wasn't too sure how big their backbones were. Okay?
All right.
Or what do you want to say, some other part of their body? But, yeah, I wanted to elevate the act a little bit during one of their big events, so I ordered a big python 26 feet long, and I had it sent to
It was 26 feet.
Yeah, it was 26 or 27 feet, but it was a big, giant, reticulated python, wild caught. I mean, it came in a crate that was probably 6 feet by 6 feet. Okay, so I had it sent to the arena, and basically, I also sent the backup snake because I didn't know whether these guys were going to, let's just say, wimp out on me when I was.
It was a smaller snake? Was the backup snake smaller?
It was bigger than he normally used, but it was a lot smaller than the one I wanted them to use.
Yeah.
If they followed through with the one I wanted to me, that would have been historic too. But, in that situation, when I presented the animal, okay, this is what happened. Okay, I opened up the crate, I opened up the bag, and I said, look at guys, okay, I'm going to grab the snake's head, okay, I'm going to walk forward. This was like a you know, like a Survivor Series. So Jake had like 6, maybe 7 people on his team. You know, maybe a few less, I don't know. But these are all big superstar wrestlers and everything. So hey guys, I'm going to grab the snake by the head. I'm going to walk forward. I'll have the dangerous end, okay? The rest of the snake you don't have to worry about. But when I pull it out, you got to come up behind me, only because I need you to control the body, just so the damn thing doesn't wrap around me and try to squeeze me to death. You know?
Yeah, because this is a potentially deadly snake. It's a big snake.
Yeah. Well, this is what happened, okay? I grabbed the snake by the head. They're all ready to come up, right? And because it's a wild snake, it's not friendly. Well, the snake had a head on about this long, okay? Maybe about this wide. So it opened up its mouth, and its mouth was about like this, right? They saw that mouth open, they all,
they're gone.
They're gone. They left me there, okay? They just ran away. So I have to regain control of the snake. There's no way I'm going to do it by holding the head. Because if I hold the head, the snake's just going to wrap around me and constrict. So I have to let the snake has its primary defense, which is its mouth. Okay? So I had to let it go. Okay? So I let it go, and I said, well, I can't get it right now. I got to get the bag first, you know? So I got to let it crawl out of the bag and crawl through the, you know, the arena area until it gets into a position where I can actually wind up getting it back in the bag. Alright, and that's going to take a few minutes. So while the snake is crawling around, they're all over there, Albert! Albert! You know, like I said, I can't do anything right now. I got to get in a primary position where I can control the animal.
These big, tough WWE guys are basically like, Albert, save us from...
Well, you know, I understand. It doesn't matter how big you are, or, you know, it's just you're dealing with something you totally don't understand.
No, and I understand what do you have? Like,
but
this
to
is
me, you know, that's
a potentially deadly snake. I mean, this is a super.
Well,
this
you
is
know,
a really
that's
strong
a deadly snake. Yeah,
it's a really strong snake.
And I can't give the snake the advantage to kill me. And I don't want it to do them any harm, but I have to allow that animal to be in a position where I can regain control.
And so I got a video out there where I'm giving a shot to, it's like probably about 15-foot retic, and the strength on that snake is enormous. It's a strong snake. It took 2 of us just to hold that snake still. So you're dealing with this snake on your own. These guys have kind of run off, and then it's a hilarious moment.
Yeah, give an equal size to a man or body weight. That animal's 10 times stronger than you.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's just no controlling. Everything you do with these animals is manipulation. Okay, so you manipulate behavior to maintain control. It's not a physical thing. It's just getting the animal in a position and working his behavior against himself. Okay. So you want to know what I had to do?
What'd you have to do, bro?
Okay, so I waited till the snake got in a certain position where some of these guys were actually cornered down the corridor. Okay.
Okay.
So now the snake's all stretched out, I can get the bag and I can regain control. So I run up past the snake, okay, and the snake's all stretched. He sees me in front of him like this. So I tap him on the nose like this, right? And he backs up into an S-coil. Now by judging the S-coil and the length of the snake and the distance of the strike, I go to the guys, hey, watch this. And the snake struck, right? And then the termination of the strike was right in front of me, so I just grabbed it like this, pinned the head to the ground, threw the bag over the head, and tickled the snake into the bag. And they were stunned. Their jaws were
Never seen anything like that.
Well, you never will. Okay? Yeah. There's only a few people.
And that is a moment that would have been an incredible scene in WWE history that just never happened because the guys chickened out. They chickened out.
Held by all these big wrestlers chasing Jimmy Hart all around the ring with his mouth open wanting to eat little Jimmy Hart. You know? I would have died laughing. It wouldn't matter how big the person was. He could have swallowed anybody.
All right, Albert, thank you so much for showing us this very, very, very cool and very, very deadly Gaboon Viper. Guys, if you like this video and telling us all those stories, that was really super cool. If you like that video, make sure you go check out the whole playlist. We got a bunch of videos out there, venomous snake feedings, crocodile feedings, underwater with anacondas, all kinds of cool stuff. So click that subscribe button. I'm going to put the subscribe button right here. And I'm also going to put the venomous snake feeding playlist probably right there. Probably right there. Lots of new stuff coming on the way, and thank you again, Albert.
We'll keep charging. Okay, there we go. I don't have my hook, okay, so we're just going to he's got a full belly, so he's not going to bite me. He's not as crazy as he was when he was a newborn. There we go.